Hello everyone, Luke Taylor here with another album review, and today's album is 2019, Within Temptation, Resist. Now I do have to say 2019 because it technically was released in February 2019. However, it was supposed to be released back in 2018. I was one of the ones who pre-ordered it, and we waited and waited and waited and waited, but finally it's here, and I got a chance to listen to it, so let me tell you what I think. So Within Temptation is a symphonic power metal band from the Netherlands, and they really have evolved in their style quite a bit over the years. I have not heard very many of their other songs and some of their past albums and things. I really want to listen to some of their older albums, some of the more gothic, symphonic things. But I just want to talk about this one because I was really excited for this album, and I say was because they had a fantastic single. The Reckoning just kind of, I didn't expect it, and it kind of, punched me in the mouth. And I was like, yes, and it was such a heavy song, perfectly written, cool video, and I just really got into the whole sci-fi thing they were doing, where they're filming, and the kind of sci-fi thing they did. And I saw some of the early artwork, and I was really excited for just the whole sci-fi kind of humanity, AI, resist temptation, robots, kind of uprising, whatever they're going with. I kind of felt some cool stuff there, and a cool story, and maybe even a concept album, and then I saw The Reckoning, and I was like, okay, I'm in. This is a huge thing. It almost reminded me of when Muse's album Drones came out and they had Dead Inside. I was like, okay, that's awesome. And then the album is very different from that first offering. So you can't judge a project based on the first offering, but definitely they reeled me in, and I was on the hook. And getting the album, finally waiting for the album, getting the album, there was so many singles, and I tried not to listen to them. I did hear Raise Your Banner, and Raise Your Banner with Anders Frieden from In Flames. Raise Your Banner is definitely one of the best songs on the album, one of my favorite songs. Very, very epic song. Just like The Reckoning, very epic feel. Now the thing is, the whole album doesn't sound like that. So if you hear just those songs or just those big singles, the album doesn't sound like that. If it did, it would be absolutely perfect. But I've noticed from what I've read in their past few years in albums, Within Temptation has taken a more pop direction, and that is very strong on this album. It kind of starts off really strong, and then it kind of coasts into a pop flavor and a very well produced pop style. A very heavy pop sound, but still a lot of the pop melodies and hooks and the rhythm patterns are there, and the kind of not dubstep, but there's this big fat kind of splash, this kind of synthesizer that keeps splashing, and some of these rhythms are not they're not metal rhythms. I'll say that they are pop rhythms. And Sharon Dendell, of course, can sing all these things really nicely, and there's some great guest performances. But whenever they go into that kind of super heavy arena, headbanging metal groove, it's where they're at their best, and I don't know why the whole album wasn't like that. Not to say I don't like it, I do like it, but it is a bit disappointing. I think it's still good, it's still very good, and the concept is really cool. Now that's probably my other thing that's knocking this down, though, is the art is really beautiful. They spent a lot of money on the art, and some of the videos you can tell they spent a lot of money too in getting that theme, even for the wardrobe and just some of the kind of stuff they did. It really kind of piqued my interest, if you're into, I don't know, Blade Runner or different video games that have this kind of aesthetic, whatever, there's films and stuff, and just the whole sci-fi genre in general. There's a lot of material for a story there, and I just didn't feel, looking through the lyrics and kind of listening to the songs, and with that pop flavor attached to it, and that whole pop glossed over it, and that kind of sugar-coated flavor there, I didn't get that kind of, the art and then the songs, they didn't connect. Maybe sometimes they did, maybe something like Trophy Hunter, which is the last song. Some songs really did kind of get that, maybe Mad World a little bit, but again, that's a little more of a kind of radio flavor. And there are some really good hits on here, there are some really catchy hooks and stuff, but as a whole, I do think that if there had been more heavier material, more concept-based material, which doesn't rely on pop hooks at all, it's just kind of, telling the story maybe a few songs, or maybe most of the songs, that aren't worried about hitting the radio at all. They're just there for the story, and they're just there for the feeling and the experience of this album. A song like Raise Your Banner, which is so epic, would have been even more so, because it's like, maybe if it was the one, you know, singable, crowd chanting kind of chorus on the whole album, it would have been, you know, like even better. Because if there's just more of the same kind of tempos, and more of the same kind of flavor of lyrics, and more of the same kind of hooks, there's too much of the same, and it kind of waters things down. And I hope this isn't sounding too negative, because it is still very well produced, very good album, but it just didn't hit on all cylinders like I really wanted it to, and I really hoped it would. Especially when there are so many huge releases here in 2019, especially in the metal world. There's so much to get excited about, and you really should check this out. But if there's too much pop for you, just be warned, there might be too much pop for you, and it might not be what you want. So, yeah, forewarned is forearmed. My rating, silver. So, are you a fan of Within Temptation? They're touring the USA here with In Flames. I think they're coming to Seattle in the 16th. Was it the 11th today? So, yeah. Do you like Within Temptation? What's your favorite album of theirs? I know they've gone through many different members and a lot of different kind of musical subgenres. So, please tell me below what you like, what you don't like. And please subscribe to this channel. Keep watching these reviews and all my videos. Please check them out and have a wonderful day. See you later.